Good evening, folks. Just checking audio levels. Let me know if that gets too loud. How is everyone this evening? I've been neglecting Asheron's call. Wrong channel. That's quick. I don't know why I buffed my wand. Whole lot of buffing. Chocolate covered almonds. It's our snack for the evening. P-Dub, what's going on? I'm just going to go somewhere and murder things. I need to commit acts of violence. Micah, what's going on? You mean the forest fires in California and whatnot? What fires? I've been focused on something completely different. It's been a week. As soon as some of the more politically minded folks get here, I'm going to be going off on a rant, so heads up. You've been warned. I did all that buffing so I can go buy spell components. I didn't really think this through. Oh, weird. I didn't hear about that. I have to keep my eyes out for that. Curious to know who lives at these houses. I'd like to say it's more Hillary suicides, but she's pretty much irrelevant now. Poor Balzeron, he always looks so lonely. Client crashed. Alright. Now we got it out of the way early. There's always one crash. Wouldn't feel right without it. The Hope Slayer. Good old BZ. To me, he just looks sad and lonely. There's a rune chest. And nothing around it. Curious. What the hell is that? Oh, taking it. Oh, you sons of bitches. Serpentine, serpentine. Yeah, I can sell those. What do we got here? I usually carry those. Yeah, 30. I don't use those yet. $184,000 worth of components. Jesus Christ, inflation just gets worse every year. Do I even have any money? Whoa. A writ of refuge. Focusing stone. Somebody was running focusing stone quest. I should have just gone here and hunted. Yeah, we can always come back. Sorry about the late start tonight. The beast did not want to go to bed. Don't know where I'm going. Now I'm gonna kill these bitches. Do 325. Nothing special. And what do we got here? No. Nothing. Alright, we're going to run up here and rebuff again. If you've ever played Asheron's Call, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then we'll go kill stuff. Have to do it myself now, no more buff bots. I forget what the organic acid used for. It's used for a quest. I don't remember. In the near future, I'm going to be checking out some other games. We've got some folks that are in the indie developers, and I want to check out some of their work. I figure I might as well stream it. Expose everybody to it, a little free PR. It didn't. It didn't. OBS had trouble picking it up when it was in full screen mode. I didn't want to spend the time during a stream to fix it. So I just switched over to Guild Wars 2 for a little while. You didn't miss anything. It's pretty quiet night. Should be more buffs than that. I'm missing some weapons. Okay. It's a little more like it. Back in just a minute. Well, I buff up and then we're just going to go murder things. Very enjoyable game, by the way. Guild Wars, I mean. Dark Ages too, but Guild Wars. I was thinking about Guild Wars. Very enjoyable game. Played as a single-player game. You have the time of your life. There's a lot of spontaneous events that happen as you're running around. Storyline missions are really well done. Quests, forgive me. Well done, very well done, and mechanically well done too. I recommend it. It's free to play, so you're not out anything. You'll get enough of the experience from the free to play version to determine whether or not you want to take it any further. I would be tempted. They did a good job on it, but it doesn't feel like an MMO. That's my one quibble. Fire Stress. There are other people there. You see them running around all the time. You just very seldom have a need to interact with them. So. Outside of the the spontaneous missions, and then you're just running around next to each other, killing the same stuff. Banished Shadow, Banished Legion, Champion of Blood. Now let's kill this Legion while my Qatar is still buffed. I do recommend it, so. Don't want to use a large shield. I really don't. I'm going to pick up all the stabs I find. Just because they're cool looking. They did. They did. Yeah, but in spite of that, like I said, it is an enjoyable game. The graphics are rich. It feels like there's a mass there, you know. Game it runs smooth, works great. Everything works the way it's supposed to, not buggy or glitchy or anything. Combat is fast and fluid and active, you know, active combat. It's not action combat, but it does have you being very active. Dick. Yeah, I never played one, so I don't have the comparison to make. Apparently I played two in the past. I had a couple characters already made. Animus! No, I didn't. I did not. I've been focusing on other things. It's been a lot on YouTube that's been keeping my interest. How's it looking? That amongst other things, yeah. That's the biggest one, the biggest, newest one. I don't know why I like killing those things so much. Banished, banished. God, so many banished creatures. Let's see if I can get the whole set. Yeah. They always accuse him of pushing the conspiracy theories. And then they go and conspire to shut his channel down across all the different platforms. Yeah, I've never listened to him, to be honest with you. Paul Joseph Watson, I watch his videos. But Alex, yeah, he's too loud. He's too loud. No, nothing against the guy. I just never enjoyed listening to him. And, you know, he's a bit of a crackpot. Gay frogs, you know. That's, what else do you need to know? But Was it Black Pigeon Speaks did a very good had a very good take on that whole situation. You know, I'm the first to make the argument that a private company can do what they want, but then he did point out some very pertinent facts about the startup of each one of these big tech firms. They were all either government subsidized or given huge tax breaks. I don't even care if he is a shill. I'd never listen to him anyhow, so he can shill all he wants. He's not shilling to me. Not trying to discredit what you're saying. It's just that wasn't a factor in my outrage. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those videos. He has quite a crew working for him. He built himself a nice little media outlet just by being a nutty guy. Yeah. But yeah, like Black Pigeon pointed out, a very important thing that a lot of people are overlooking. Every one of these companies owes their origin, their beginning, to either direct government subsidies or huge tax breaks, without which they would have never been able to achieve the position that they've achieved. Those subsidies and tax breaks come from us. What they don't pay in taxes, we have to make up for, as taxpayers. And the subsidies, of course, are direct government money. So they are kind of beholden by the First Amendment because they agreed to get in bed with the government. Alex Jones is very much playing a role. He's admitted as much. This is what he does as an act. It's a gimmick. It comes off as some crazy nut job. Why? Because people watch it. He's one of the guys that built YouTube. YouTube doesn't seem to recall that if Alex Jones was very influential in legitimizing that platform. Whatever, whatever. YouTube's going to do what YouTube's going to do, and they're the ones that have to live with their choices. There are options out there. It's just a lot of people got to be willing to take that financial hit until the new platforms come into their own. And that's the thing. That's the rub. Yeah, well, midterms, P-Dub, midterms. They're right around the corner. And remember what happened last election. Alex Jones was very influential in the last election. He had a very big voice in that election. And his InfoWars. I don't mean just Alex Jones. Alex Jones is a nut. And he'll be the first to admit it. But his crew, his platform, his InfoWars. was very influential in getting Trump elected, getting the word out. Something other than, you know, legacy media. But this sets a precedent. This sets precedent for... Unfortunately, yeah, it does. But when you got guys like Paul, like I said, Paul Joseph Watson. God, I don't even know who they got working for him anymore because like I never watched. I watched Paul PJW. Still trying to figure out what his accent is. I keep getting distracted. Sets a precedent. If this goes and there's no uproar about it, cracks, what's going on? That lets them know that they have carte blanche to do whatever the hell they want from this point forward. He's British, I know that, but I don't know. You know, they have regional accents. Yeah, but I'm not going to worry about tonight, cracks. Tonight I'm just killing stuff and venting frustration. Probably going to do that tomorrow. Oh, brilliant. Awesome. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Or were you killing... you were killing the diamond golems, weren't you? For the powders? Holy shit. 11,000 bucks. Yeah, that's what I figured. But yeah, okay, as I was saying, if it happens and there's no great uproar about it, it's going to continue to happen. This is one of those precedent-setting moments. And sure, people are talking about it, but they're talking about it on YouTube, the very channel that shut them down, led the charge, so to speak. And as long as people continue to legitimize it, oh, the Alex Jones thing, kind of, sort of. It's kind of the launching point for more discussion. And everybody's trying to avoid conflict. Everybody's trying to avoid taking it to the next level. Well, he has a big channel, P-Dub. And YouTube is YouTube et al. Is in a tough spot. They have to convey the message, but at the same time they have to pay their employees. And When you have a channel as big as his was, it's a lot of revenue you stand to lose. But eventually, you know, as we've seen, thy will be done. And Alex is gone from those platforms. Now, he still exists. He still has his radio show and whatnot. Still has his website. But most people know of him from YouTube. That was his primary platform. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Good, I have a dagger guy. He's currently muling stuff, but... Yeah, people. Well, I don't even know that it's a fear, Anonymous. I think it's just complacency. Everybody has a voice now, and the problem with everybody having a voice is you kind of vent off some of that steam. People think they're, you know, much like I'm doing right now. Why did that only do 6? It's weird. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. In the past, people didn't have a way to let that out. They could talk to their friends and whatnot, but you're not really accomplishing anything there. Now you can talk to the entire fucking world. Excuse my French. And it gives you a false sense of accomplishment. Again, much like I'm doing right now. I realize the hypocrisy of the statement. Sargon, with his, what, 250,000 subscribers, is talking to a lot of people about the situation. Tim Pool, Computing Forever, the Irish guy, all these Styx Hexenhammer, they're all talking about the issue, but that's all they're doing, and it really doesn't have much of an impact. Yeah, I know it's bad. I watch your channel and I know it's bad, but you're talking to me. I already know it's bad. You're not going to convince them, no matter what you do, because they religiously believe that what they're doing is right. There's been talk of, you know, we'll change these over to, you know, public utilities. But then if you do that, you give the government control of it. Yeah, no. Well, I'm sure Shapiro could. Now, come on, let's be honest. I'm sure Shapiro's got a few relatives in Hollywood somewhere. Yeah. Hollywood's lost its legitimacy. All right. Things are bad. Things are really bad. On the plus side, the progressive left, being what the progressive left is, you can never be victimized enough. So if you are part of the progressive left, but you're not as victimized as other members, then you're going to be the entitled one out of the group of victims, the least victimized of the victims. So you're going to be in a lower social status, lower social strata. This is the way they operate. So they'll never be able to form a cohesive unit because they're always going to be too busy bickering within themselves. But that's not the part you have to worry about. That's just the disruptive force, the brown shirts. Isn't that funny? They push against fascism using fascist tactics. Hitler was evil. Yeah, he used a bunch of thugs to go around and silence political opposition. He burned books that he didn't want people reading. Sound familiar, any of this? Alex Jones is just a book. The parallels are being drawn all over the place. The problem is getting people to see it. Alright, let's say, for example, you get your way. I'm going to go off for a little bit, so bear with me. You're on the left. You're fighting and fighting and fighting to make the world a more progressive, happy, cohesive, diverse place. Cohesive and diverse. Yeah, that's the way they operate. And you finally win. You've silenced all opposition. Now, most of the people are happy with the situation, but you realize that you're kind of getting screwed on the deal. You know, you're not quite as entitled as other people because you haven't been victimized as much. So what's your recourse? You do what you've always done. You throw a fit. You bitch and moan. And you expect to get your own way, right? Right, that's the way progressives work. Only now you're in control, and they see you as a dissenting voice. So what happens to you? You get shut down. You get silenced. You get thrown into jail for teaching your dog Nazi salutes. You get thrown into jail for saying the truth. That you're allowing horrible people into our country. And they're doing horrible things to the population. I'm just, using current examples to illustrate a point. So, okay, now you're out of the way. Then the next person comes along, the next least victimized. You see how it goes. And there's always somebody on top. There's always a bigger victim. And the biggest victim of all is the one who's in charge. I don't have Netflix cracks. But in order to get these people to understand what exactly it is that they're doing to themselves, not just to me or you or people who don't necessarily agree, but to themselves as well, is to get them to see facts. But they're so conditioned against factual information I'll keep an eye out for it, cracks. What was I saying? Well, yeah, it's always been anonymous. That's at our most base level. That's what we've always been. It's always survival of the fittest. Which brings me to my point. You can't convince them of the facts because they don't want to hear facts. So you're trying to fight without any ammunition. You're going to lose. So why even bother trying to fight that way? You want to go to war? Go to war. Bring it. Okay? You limp-wristed little faggots marching down the street with your black hoods and shit on. You want a war? We can do that. You're not going to like the outcome because survival of the fittest. Who's more equipped to survive? Somebody who knows how to plant a garden? Or somebody who properly accessorizes his iPhone with his skinny jeans? Do people even wear skinny jeans anymore? I don't know. It's real. It is a real organization. It is a real thing. It is a real cohesive unit. But in order to get anybody to show up to the rallies, I have to pay them because they're progressives. They're they're lazy bastards who are entitled to everything for free. Um, that's why you would choose that as your foot soldier. I have no idea. They're lazy and easy to manipulate, probably. That would be my guess. But, you get what you pay for. Now, me personally, I'd rather have a truckload of rednecks with shotguns, but that's just me. What do I know about revolution? Oh, no, they have no clue. They're completely freaking retarded. Every one of them is completely fucking retarded. That's my point. They're so stupid, they're easy to manipulate. You tell them a bunch of freaking headlines, a bunch of talking points, throw in some interesting graphics and make them feel oppressed, and then make it feel like they're defending other oppressed people. Oh yeah, they'll be all over it. That's easy. They don't have to think too hard for that. These are stupid, stupid people. They attack garbage cans with extreme prejudice. The minute they're confronted, though, they go running home to their moms. I've seen this time and time again. Yeah, you're all big and bad now when you got the whole mob behind you, but the minute somebody freaking grabs a hold of you, you curl up into the fetal position. Not you, not you guys, but them. How many times have you seen one of these little bastards get gripped up by somebody? Oh shit, my buffs are dropping. Not even paying attention. Debuffed. But, they're willing to do it. They don't have anything else to do. Yeah, Gavin. He at first I thought, no, you're taking it too far. You're actually looking to start a fight. But now, and see, everybody's, I'm not going to hit first. I'm not going to hit first. The one side is saying I'm not going to hit first, and the other one says I'm not going to hit while you're looking. The problem is, you keep saying you're not going to hit first, but they've already hit you. Not you personally, but you as an ideology. You as a group. And if you're going to break it down into groups, your group has already been attacked multiple times. Bike lock guy had his head cracked open by a freaking steel bike lock. The Milo protest at Berkeley, or was it Berkeley? Yeah, Berkeley, where they were beating that guy who was laying down in the street with sticks. Busting out windows, lighting cars on fire. Banks, The first shot's already been fired. You don't have to withhold anymore. It's too late for that. Because you just come off looking as weak, which makes them braver and braver and braver. And they're going to continue to push the line. You're going to continue to use the I'm not going to hit first thing because they haven't hit you personally first. Oh, he was a professor at a university. That padlock, the guy who got hit with the padlock. Or not the guy who hit the guy with the padlock. It was a university professor. Um, they made the rules. And there's your justification right there. You didn't start this. But you damn sure better finish it. Or they're going to walk all over you, and you're not going to have a gun to fight back with. You're not going to have no means of fighting back. Oh, Paddock, yeah. Yeah, they all are. They all are. Every time one of these things happen, it's some kind of liberal. Some kind of progressive. Because they're the ones that can't handle it. They're the ones that can't handle reality. They're the ones that need their Adderall and Ritalin and Xanax in order to deal with day-to-day life. They're weak people, and they're made weak by the education system, by single-parent households, all these things, giving them whatever they want, paying for their existence. What do you mean? Yeah. I get irritated sometimes because it seems like no matter how much you talk, it just doesn't do any good. Because both sides have become so complacent. And yeah, each side does have its extremists, extreme left, extreme right. But each side is trying to control everything, and therein lies the problem. We need some of you, we need some of you. Get together, into a room, figure shit out. You figure out the stuff, you figure out how to implement it, and let's get to work. Let's put it all back together again. There's no need for all this. No need. It's a waste of time, energy, and resources. It's a way to keep you from being in control so that somebody else can be in control. You're so worried about the protest down the street, you're not worried about the one who's paying for it. Night. And again, I don't mean you. I just... We had a good thing going. The progressives do, and that's an important distinction that I've made before. There's a difference between a liberal and a progressive. Sargon is the liberal. Anita Sarkeesian is a progressive. Yeah. Now, if they need something like that done, they'll hire a Muslim, and then they'll yell at you for stereotyping. Not all Muslims. No shit, not all Muslims. Not all Jews, Not all Christians. But they're part of your team, and you're not doing anything to stop it. No, yeah, absolutely, Cracks. Absolutely. That's the point I'm trying to make. Everybody has a right to believe anything you want, but you don't have the right to force your beliefs on somebody else. That's the difference. One side's trying to do that, the other side isn't. This may not be a popular statement, but it's okay to not like black people. It's totally okay. It's not okay to act on it. Now, what you do in here, that's your business. Once it gets out here, then it becomes everybody else's. Bump stock. Did they try to claim there was a bump stock involved in the Vegas shooting? I didn't follow the Vegas shooting. It was an obvious snow job from the beginning. Yeah. I knew they were talking about bump stock legislation, but I don't see what it's such an impractical thing. Why the hell would you want to use a bump stock? There's no accuracy involved with the bump stock because you're depending on the gun bouncing around in your hands. It's a neat little gimmick, but I guess it'd be good if you're spraying down a bar room, but for long-range sniper fire, that's the worst thing you could use. Yeah, I remember all that. I remember the butt stock thing. You know. Yeah. Watch some videos of people using bump stocks. They are not accurate. They do not allow for accurate shooting. There's an Iraq veteran, 99 or whatever the hell his name is, did at least 2 videos on bump stocks. They were probably taken down. But this is why I preach root causes so much. It's so easy to get sidetracked. Distracted by issues that don't matter. You know, like bump stocks. Always look for a root cause. Who stands to benefit? Who would benefit the most from a mass shooting? Conservatives? Pro Second Amendment folks? Nope. So why the hell would they do one? There was no monetary gain. It's just random act of violence. Not random, of course, but... Pennsylvania made it illegal to 3D print anything firearm related. Guess whose governor isn't getting reelected? This is a big hunting state. They like their guns in Pennsylvania. We have a sign-off rule basically on concealed carry. Is that what it is? Yeah. That's stupid. Stupid. You can't print a barrel. Yeah. I mean, you can do like oh no, that's different. Never mind. Um, you can't get around the barrel. The barrel has to be metal. It has to be able to withstand compression. There's a lot of force there being released. So no matter how advanced your 3D printer is going to be, you're still going to need a metal barrel. I don't know. They could probably do, some carbon fiber composite material. I don't know. It really has to withstand a lot of pressure. But again, neither here nor there. Interesting topic. So what do we do? How do we fix it? Let's fix it right now. Right now. While I got you all here, let's fix the problem. There's enough different viewpoints here that we should be able to come up with a solution. Yeah, the guns are, but you're not going to put a shell in a plastic pistol because that thing's going to blow up in your face. There's a lot of outward pressure on a bullet shell, and the only thing holding that in place is the the chamber, the firing chamber. Oh no, I'm sure you can, but I wouldn't want to do it. Hell no. There's no way in hell you could talk me into firing unless it's like a small 22 caliber or something like that. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But then how much damage are you going to do with a single shot 22? Piss somebody off. A silk shirt will stop a 22 round. It is stronger, but that stronger term can be misused. Does it have stronger compression strength? Does it have stronger tensile strength? There's a bunch of different factors you have to take into account. Yeah, silk is really strong, yeah. Now, a straight on shot from a 22, bam, like that, but like a glancing blow, it'll skip, I mean, you'll take a bruise from it. Yeah, silk won't stop a 9mm. No, jet fuel does not melt steel beams. I've seen videos that disprove it. And they were trying. They were trying hard. Yeah. You won't have a long enough, sustained enough fire um, from jet fuel. I know. He was talking about the 9/11 thing. Um, the fuel involved would have burned off too fast to really to create molten steel. The temperatures you need to create molten steel, and they kept pointing out the steel pouring out of the building, the molten steel pouring out of the building. You need sustained temperatures of, what is it, 4,000 degrees or something like that? I don't know. It's crazy to turn it into a liquid form. Another banished Mumaya. And the only way the guy could get the steel beam that he was trying to melt, and melt the way that it melted, according to the forensics experts, was with thermite, shape-charged thermite. Now, if we did that, Kenshiro, she'd just bite your head off and murder you. Isn't that what they do to their mates? Yeah, but the jet fuel wouldn't burn long enough, Ron. It would burn off too fast. It's incredibly volatile, and it would just burn right off. Especially over the area that you're talking about. Now, I don't want to get into all that. I don't know enough about it. I don't, honestly, I view it as an excuse to blow up brown people. There's a lot of questions about that whole entire situation that I just don't have the answers to, and I don't like speaking from a position of ignorance. So, opinions are one thing, but I don't like to voice opinions unless it's something that can't be quantified in the first place. But I've seen enough studies and reports from engineers and architects and whatnot who credible doubt. How about that moon landing? Why is that so hard for people to believe? I can never understand that. Oh, that must be it. We got people up there right now hanging out. Elon Musk can prove it. He has no vested. Well, I mean, it's profit interest, but. Well, good. I hope I did. Feathers need to be ruffled. People need to get angry. Not distracted. Right. It's not that I don't think it's an important thing, but the government does some fucked up shit. There's no denying that. No denying that at all. The release of the Kennedy documents proves that. And why? That's the part that baffles me the most. Why would you want to go through all this hassle? How big does your house have to be? How much stuff do you have to have? How much control do you really need? How petty are you that you need to go through such lengths to achieve power? See? I know the admin. Alice, if you want to hop onto Fizzle Classic just to get your fix, really all you have to do is download the DAT files, the classic DAT files, and copy them over. And then when High Tide and Reef Call are back up, all you have to do is copy the TOD DAT files right back again. It's really that easy. You can hop back and forth just by copying the DAT files back and forth. You don't have to change anything else. The server you log on to, of course, you have to change that. But there's cracks. There servers getting overloaded with data. No, it's just that zip file, Atlas. That zip file that you where you have to copy the contents over into the Asheron's Call installation folder. Well, there's one for the Throne of Destiny clients, and then there's one for the classic client. This one. And it's the same thing. For the classic one, you use this one. For the TOD one, you use that one. No, there's data. It's storing loot drop data. And of course, every time a piece of loot drops, it has more data to store, and it's getting overwhelmed. And they have to find a way to work around that. I'm glad you guys started this conversation. I've been pissed. I've been fucking pissed. Alex Jones thing. Not that I give two shits about Alex Jones. Make that perfectly clear. But I am getting really pissed at the complacency of the West. Not just the Americans, but the West in general. You expect that from the Brit bunks. No offense. But they've been living under monarchies their entire lives. For centuries. They've always had somebody telling them what to do. You're not allowed to carry swords. You're storage memory cracks, yeah. From what I get, I don't know. I'm not a programmer. I don't know any of this stuff. But just from what I've read on the High Tide server and stuff that Zeus has been talking about, there's a issue with it storing all the. They don't have a way of getting it to not store all the data that it generates. And with 300 people looting corpses all day, every day, it generates a lot of data. And rather than just get rid of the data after the item disappears, for example, it stores the data somewhere. And then generates new data. It's like that dagger with +3 melee defense, the flaming dagger. Even if you sell it or it gets deleted or whatnot, the data for it gets stored. No, they shouldn't ban guns. That's the worst thing you could ever say. Not only should they not ban them here, but they should allow them in Europe. I guarantee your leaders will start thinking twice before they go creating new legislation. Before they try to tell you what it is you can and can't say. It's all well and good, Atlas, unless I have a gun. Oh, good. That's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this, is so people become aware and decide to join. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a coffee. Flat Earth is a meme. It really is. Shit. I gotta hit the head. I'm sorry. Coffee's going through me. That's Micah did that. It's a little gift from Micah. He had one printed up for me. Here, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, there we go. And it's got a coffee cup on the back. Me, ex-military? Hell no. Hell no. Now, I talked to a recruiter once and he asked me not to join. No, I'm not military. I'm not military material. I ask questions. They don't want people that ask questions in the military. least not the wrong questions. Doesn't mean I don't support the military. I don't know why I call it the head. I think I read too many what's his name? Tom Clancy novels. Well, that's one of my fears with this whole social media thing is the government might step in and make it a utility. You know, because the government could use the argument that, you know, you subsidies helped create or start your companies, tax breaks allowed your companies to exist. You owe us, so we're going to turn your, you know, like we did with the phone companies, because it's become such a dependable thing in our culture, unfortunately. We're forced to turn them into public utilities. Jack Reacher. I've read one or two Jack Reacher, but not too much Atlas. What was I saying? And then, you know, once the government gets their hands on it, but then at least you're protected. You know, if the government controls it, then at least they can't shut you up. With a government, I don't know. I don't know if it's our government, really. Because our government isn't even in cahoots with our government. You know, and that's the thing, root cause. Who stands to benefit from this? Our government doesn't stand to benefit from this. They're getting raked over the coals. They're getting screwed. People within government are cashing in on it, but they're not the ones calling the shots. Now we're getting into conspiracy theory territory. Or at least things that are labeled conspiracy theory. Yeah, great. And the best way to invalidate a theory is throw conspiracy in front of it. Conspiracy now, I like that. I like that. Conspiracy analysis. Test the validity of a conspiracy. But then, if you know, with the government getting involved in it, you have a much higher likelihood of monopolies being formed. That's how we ended up with phone company monopolies.
Listen and learn.
So you have private companies that are under the control of the government. But still answerable to stockholders. They just have to follow certain rules and guidelines. Thanks for the follow, Effect. Appreciate that. I don't have my headphones on, so I didn't hear the notification. Headphones. What are they called? My girlfriend makes fun of me for calling them headphones. She says I'm showing my age. Are they? Okay. Earphones. Yeah, that's what it was. Earphones. I called them earphones once, and she made fun of me. Well, the food needs to digest faster because I got shit to say. Where the hell did you come from, buddy? There's a cloak. Who said they never find cloaks? Oh, I've been doing it my whole life. Cast iron bladder, I guess. Still have to get up, you know. Still go more than the average person, I think, because it is a diuretic. And with the amount I drink, it acts as a diuretic. Actually get dehydrated at the end of the day. I have to be careful about making sure I drink enough water. I just like coffee. Just like coffee. That's all there is to it. Oh, man, I couldn't imagine. Could not imagine. To be fair, if I had to give up coffee, I'd give up coffee. It wouldn't be that big of a problem. Boy, the first day headaches would be horrible. That's what happens when I don't drink enough. I get horrible headaches. Body's so used to having all that caffeine rushing through it. No, I don't have to. Said if I had to. I don't have to, so I'm not going to. It's one of the few joys I get left. And I drink about 6 cups in the morning too. Then I put on the second pot. Try to at least have 1 glass of water between each pot. Just keep it from getting too bad. So, did we accomplish anything? Did we solve the Alex Jones dilemma? Dave Grohl? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't know what that is. I'm out of the loop on a lot of these things. Oh, this should be fun. God, I used to hate these things when they first came out. How's it going, kid? Aww. It's just come to light that Facebook is going to people's banks, users, to try and get additional like purchasing information and whatnot, account information, that kind of thing. Oh, they've kind of stagnated right now. They're not, their stocks were plummeting, but they seem to have plateaued. Good man, good man. I have like 3 people that get notifications that the stream's going live on the stream Facebook account. That's why I keep it. I don't do anything with it. It doesn't matter. They're not going to go anywhere until somebody moves in to take their place, like Gab, you know. But in order for that to happen, people have to start using it. There's the rub. It'd be neat if somebody actually did manipulate it so that they crashed intentionally. Not that I'm condoning that kind of behavior or anything. You know, just in case there's any professional traders out there. It is. It really is. They all are, though. Yeah. Yeah, my John Cusack argument. Were you ever here for that? When I got into an argument with him about Elizabeth Warren. This faggot blocked me. I was so disappointed because I love John Cusack movies. He's always one of my favorite actors. And then when I called him on a point that he couldn't refute, he just basically called me a duty head and blocked me. He was up there. I liked his movies. I liked a lot of his movies. He's not necessarily a good actor, Cracks. So I didn't mean to imply that. I just enjoyed the content that he did. He'd always do some off the wall shit. Yeah. He could have just not responded anymore. All right, fine. You don't want to have this discussion with me. That's fine. Just don't respond. Oh, Keanu's in a. He stays clean. He stays out of it. I like that. I appreciate that. He has a job. Your job is to entertain me. You know, it's okay for you to have your views. Just be aware of the fact that, you know, if you go expressing your views, it may affect other people's opinions of you. Dispersing, man. I wish you were here earlier. um, Perfectly allowed to have your views, but you will be held accountable for those views. He is good with a gun, surprisingly. What was it, Terran Tactical videos? Yeah. Well, look at that. Didn't expect to see those up here. Oh, Jesus. Alright, well, let's get this guy, and then we're going to have to rebuff again. Unfortunately. He's good with a gun. Okay, I'm not going to say amazing. Jerry Michalak is amazing with a gun. Keanu's good with a gun. I think if the original people were still in charge of YouTube, YouTube would be a much better platform. The problems with YouTube didn't start happening until Google bought it. John Wick is good. Anonymous. Highly recommend it. It's pure action. It's a guy movie. Plain and simple. Don't expect deep dialogue. Don't expect extreme plot. Expect a professional killer to go around and do a lot of professional killing in very cool and dramatic ways. 1 and 2. I recommend them both. Yeah, it better be good. Better be good. They're easy movies to make. Set up a scene, hand them a gun. It's a very simple formula. And make sure you kill somebody with a pencil at least once. That's got to be a signature move now. Yeah, that number's not accurate. It should be closer to 9. But they actually like script and dialogue and stuff like that on IMDb. So very well done. Again, it's not high art, but that's not what you watch these movies for. It is high entertainment, especially if you're a dude, and especially if you like guns. It's that time again. It's like Rotten Tomato critics giving Black Panther a 98%, and Rotten Tomato viewers giving it a 22%. That cracked me up. I still haven't seen that movie. Probably never will. Be right back. Krav Maga? Yeah, I don't either. Was it that Georg Spurv, that German slingshot channel guy? Put the pencil thing to the test because there was doubt on whether or not you could actually kill people the way he did. So, he proved it was possible. Entertaining guy. He's getting all kinds of up in arms now because he's getting hit by the YouTube demonetization. I don't watch TV. I just watch YouTube videos anymore. They're much more entertaining. And I can watch exactly what I want to watch when I want to watch it. To be honest, except for very few exceptions, there haven't been any movies out there that have really made me want just go, ooh, I have to watch that. If it's historical, it's probably chock full of propaganda. Shit, I need to go sell soon. Getting a little full. Yeah, might as well. Might as well. I didn't even see Star Wars is on our boycott list. I got the girlfriend really into Star Wars before they made, this is before the Ray stuff, whatever, that crap. Before that crap came around. And she enjoyed it, and I was surprised. And then they started doing that crap, and now I feel bad because she's a big fan of the franchise. But they've destroyed the franchise. But I am happy to see what people did with Solo. They spoke out. They said, "You're not doing it to us again. If you hold us in such contempt that you're going to force this stuff down our beloved franchise's throat, then we're not going to support your beloved franchise, and Disney's going to lose billions." And they did with Solo, starting with Solo. Disney is strictly not allowed in our house. Marvel movies are actually going to be next on my list of not watching them anymore because of Disney. Strictly verboten in this house. What the hell is that? Is there a new Avengers? Oh, the latest. Yeah. See, and I love the Marvel movies. I really did. Was it really? Okay. I don't know. I saw the most recent one. But again, you don't watch those for dialogue. You don't watch those for writing. You watch those for action. I want big explosions and the Incredible Hulk punching the shit out of people. That's what I want. I don't want your messages. I don't want your propaganda. I don't want your bullshit. Entertain me, damn it. Oh, the Thanos one. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Infinity War. Is that what it was called? I knew that from the comics. What, 15, 20 years ago? They need to catch up. Banished Tomb Rock. We haven't killed one of those yet. You took my glove. That's about as valid as a lot of the murders that pop up in the news these days. I think that more than anything is the biggest reason why I don't watch movies and whatnot anymore. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, yeah, I like Tarantino. I like the fact that he takes chances. I like some of the movies that he brings over too. I don't like his politics. I don't like the fact that he doesn't shut up about it. I like his acting. I love his acting. I think Leonardo's a great actor. Just Johnny Depp. I think Johnny Depp's a great actor. Um, I think they need to shut the fuck up. Like I said, you're more than entitled to have your opinion, and I'm more than entitled not to see your movie. He's sold out anyhow. He's deeply in Disney's pocket now. Johnny Depp is. They own him, mind, body, and soul. A lot of good actors I like. I can't watch their movies without thinking about the stupid shit that they say on Twitter. You know. Well, I don't. That's why I don't watch anything anonymous. I don't. With a few exceptions. You know, John Wick, of course, good movie. One of the few that I've seen recently. And that's okay. You don't have to watch them, and that's kind of the point. If that's the point. I don't like what you're saying. I don't like what you're doing. I'm not going to support your product. Now, if enough people said, I don't like what you're doing, I don't like what you're saying, I'm not going to support your product, they'll stop saying that because they're not making any money now. At least I would like to think that. That's the way it's supposed to work. Whoa, it's kind of nice. 14 melee defense. Need to start looking at those wands more often. Alright, you guys, come on over here. Oh, that's a big frostbolt. Well, now I kind of want to kill those ones. I forgot about idle gems. Jean-Luc Picard's coming back to what? Cracks? Oh, really? 20 years later, my God, it'll be like at 90. Jesus. There's no spring chicken to begin with. But I guess in the socialist utopia future, they can make everybody live forever. I'm not going to stop because I'm really freaking irritated about shit that's been going on lately. So I do apologize, but I don't even give them a few months dispersing. I really don't. I give them a few weeks. They're not even going to know how to acquire fresh water. They're all going to end up dead with dysentery. Huh. What's this guy teach you how to make? I forget. This book has something. I don't know. We'll get it translated somewhere. And I am going to laugh and laugh and laugh. And they're going to be banging on my door saying, "Excuse me, may I please have some canned goods?" And I'm going to say, "No." Go ask the government. Oh, wait. They've run out of other people's money. Go ask Hillary. He's the girlfriend worked. Oh, God. There's so many examples where she works. She works at a pharmacy. I'm not going to say which one. But every day she gets people in to pick up their medicine. You know, they went to the ER because, you know, God forbid you make an appointment to see a doctor and save the taxpayer a few dollars because, you know, of course they're on access medical card. Well, they're running out of money, so that means people have co-pays, $1, $2, except for birth control. Birth control's free. No co-pays on birth control. So I'll come in and pick up their like painkillers and amoxicillin and whatever, and their total will be like $3, you know, for $200, $300, $400 worth of medicine. And oh my God, the fit they throw. I ain't got $2. Why I got to pay? The sense of entitlement is what I'm referring to. I'm entitled to this. I don't have to pay for this. I'm entitled to this. And then on the other end of the spectrum are the social progressives, the ones that come from the middle class families and have never known a moment of strife in their lives. They don't even know how to mow their own lawn. They hate their kids. Some of them spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day in daycare. Kids, I mean. So I, for one, am looking forward to it. I hope it collapses tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to miss streaming for you guys. But that's the great reset switch that that the country needs, that the world needs. Is when the dollar goes, everything goes with it. Except China. China will be fine. And if we had a responsible ruler in charge, president, he would do something extreme, or at least bring about the doing of something. Oh, he can't. The president doesn't have that much power. So this is me fantasizing. Okay. Something that never happened unless you completely wipe out all of Congress and the Senate, or well, all of Congress. And that is kind of weird. Did I ever find one? I hate missing the stream. I really do. Last night killed me, especially last night because it was fresh on the heels of the whole Alex Jones thing, and I wanted to talk about it, but by the time we got home and got the beast bathed and everybody settled down, it was after midnight, and it was just too late to fire it up. Yeah, and he's even retracted a lot of his statements. Stuff I said about such and such wasn't necessarily true, or I have no way of validating whether it's true or not. He's a showman, plain and simple. He has a show to put on. And as long as you view his material, Alex's material. Now, I'm just talking about Alex Jones in particular here. I got to go back to town and unload. Because the people working for him actually do some good content, some informative content. Now, a lot of it's editorial. A lot of it's opinion. What am I doing? I don't remember. Oh shit, I got a buff. Let's do my creature spells. I should set up another profile just for town buffs, because you never want your buffs to run out. It makes buffing harder later on. Always want to overlap your buffs. There's no real major difference between Alex Jones and Vince McMahon. They're both entertainers. But why is it okay for Jennifer Lawrence to speak out against Trump, for example, without any form of censorship whatsoever. But when Alex speaks against Hillary, he's committed heresy, and he's deplatformed completely. Unified strike by several tech giants. But no conspiracy. There's no conspiracy. All they've done was make him bigger than he ever was before. That's all they've succeeded in doing. Yeah, and Kathy, well, I mean, although she did get fired, so, you know, I guess that's fair. Kathy Griffin, or whatever the hell her name is. I didn't like her when she was relevant. Yeah. Oh, you can show a radical Islamist, or whatever the hell the socially acceptable term is now, beheading somebody on YouTube. No, that's all right. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know why the right supports Trump. And see, this is the part that pisses me off the most. Trump is a dyed-in-the-wool New York Democrat. Always has been. Always will be. The right supports Trump because the left doesn't like Trump. That's the only reason. Okay, I don't need that anymore. That's what's always baffled me about this whole situation. He's one of you guys. How can you not like him? I just want to make sure I got rid of everything. Sorry, I can't multitask. I'm no good at it. All right. I mean, the right supports Trump because he's a businessman. Plain and simple. And he wasn't Hillary. Reason number 2. Most people voted for Trump simply because he wasn't Hillary. Because everybody knew if she became president, it was all over. You can smell evil. In fact, a lot of people on the left voted for Hillary voted for Trump because he wasn't Hillary. But then a lot of people came out of the woodwork and voted. Period. Bernie? Hell no. Hell no. Bernie showed his true colors. Bernie showed that he was a politician for hire. He just had to match his price, that's all. He's a socialist until he can cash in on it. That's a created thing, Cracks. That's a situation that's been created by the powers that be. Right? There was always disagreement between the two sides, obviously. One feels it should be this way, the other feels it should be that way. Damn, that's a nice wand. It's too bad. And that's existed for as long as we've had politics. Now, greed. Hate denotes passion. Passion means you care. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. Yeah, I know. You're preaching the choir, dispersing. Stalin alone, 20 million. But there is a divide, an ideological divide. There always has been. There's always some people that think it should be this way, and other people that think it should be this way. Yeah, but who has the money and who has the power? Right now, it's concentrated in the hands of a few, and they don't want to give it up. And not only do they not want to give it up, but they want to acquire more because they don't have enough, apparently. Which is something I started to mention earlier, but you know, I can't focus on shit because I am who I am. I'm afraid I'm going to sell something good. So I'm looking for high melee defense, preferably with mana conversion. So, what were we talking about? One of these nights I need to just stream without playing any games, just so we can talk. Next time something big happens, let's do that. Let's shut down the games and talk. Shut down the distractions. And that's kind of our theme for the night. Keep them distracted, keep them divided. And then they don't look at who's actually to blame. Back to what you're saying, Cracks. And it works. Works wonderfully. They do all the work for you. Once you get that ball rolling, you know, you can just sit back and reap the benefits. Excuse me. Yeah, he pushed back a weakened German menace, and then he turned guns on his own people and killed 20 million of them because they didn't agree with his views. And that's where it's going to culminate, and which goes to what Dispersing said, people not learning from history. Eventually you're going to have somebody in a position to silence opposition. Why the hell did I go here? Why in the hell did I go here? And one person can't be trusted with that much power. That much control. It's not power, it's control. But Stalin had no power. He just had control. Anybody could have killed Stalin if they had a mind to. Same with any of these world leaders. They're just people. Just as squishy, even more so because of their comfortable lifestyle. They're even more squishy and fragile than the average person. They're not tanks. Perfect. How do I keep my trade notes these days? Six. Damn it, it's not what I wanted to do. We're never going to fix the problem, as kind of what I'm saying, because we're not never focusing on where the problem actually lies. The United States had it, and that's the screwed up part. We were there. We fixed the problem. We shook off that yoke of control, and we became masters of our own domain. Then we allowed the international banking system back in, and gave them control of our wealth, our currency. Prior to that, we were free. We fought long and hard. They warned us, don't let them in. Don't let them in. It does not turn out well. So what do? Throw open the door. Set out the tea. Because we got complacent. Because we started trusting our government. I'll go get this translated, but I'm not sure where. Who does Yelani? Was it Yelani? I think is that the Cragstone guy? I don't know. Let's go find out. It's a big deal. It's just the economy. Yeah, well, you control the economy, you control the nation. That doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. Now, how do you maintain that control? And who actually has the control? That's the person you need to be looking at. Not Trump. Not Alex Jones. Not Congress. Not the Senate. I keep dividing the two. Congress is the Senate and the House. It's the House and the Senate. Um, shit, I wanted the translator. The answer's simple. It's very simple. Take our money back. Close down the borders. Leave only a few ports open for trade. Bring everybody back. Consolidate. Rebuild. Take the Japanese approach for a decade or so. Close all borders. What are you going to do? You can't do anything. We got the biggest military in the world, the most powerful military in the world. Unless there was a concerted effort by all the other nations of the world to take us out, I don't see any one nation being able to do so, except for possibly China. But even then, they don't have the loyalty of troops required for a major undertaking like that. Okay, it's not you. Noted. But how do you do that? How do you do that when your government, your duly elected government, is in bed with these same people, is dependent upon these people for their income, for their state of or quality of life? How do you do that? When your representative government is no longer representing you. There's really only one answer to that. And that's what the Second Amendment was made for. Your last recourse. Your last check. Okay, I didn't think so. That's for the Baudrin. Oh. But who's going to lead the charge? Who's got the balls and the willingness to sacrifice, to put it all on the line? Close the borders, bring all our foreign assets back home, wipe out Congress. I don't mean wipe them out, physically. I'm not saying that. Replace them, but replace them with people who don't choose to be politicians. Replace them with people who are conscripted to be politicians, who are drafted. Business leaders. That would be my primary pool of people with a vested interest in the health and well-being of the nation. People that own businesses. People that own property. These are the people that you pull from. You don't pull from people that are on welfare because they have no vested interest in the health and well-being of the country. They have a vested interest in the health and well-being of the government. You don't want those people. So you draft these people. And they have to serve their term. Maximum 2. Regardless of the office. Even from mayor all the way up to president. 2 terms maximum and you're done. Get rid of the central banking system. Restore our economy. It's going to hurt. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices made by a lot of people. There's no way around it at this point. You either do it when you're prepared for it, or you wait for it to be a big surprise when you wake up in the morning. What? But that's who you give them to. You can prepare for disaster. We do it all the time when we have hurricanes and earthquakes. Why not for the collapse of the economy? Establish a temporary barter system until we can establish a currency? No, it won't. No, it won't. Your government will still be in place. Your government workers will still be in place. You'll still have law enforcement. You'll still have military. Or you do nothing, and you just wait for it all to fall apart, and then everybody loses. You know, that's your choice. Control or be controlled. I predicted within the next, well, before 2020 dispersing, before the next presidential election, assuming the Democrats don't pull some miracle out of their ass, and take over Congress, assuming the blue wave continues. The blue wave is the blue. Republicans are blue, right? I forget their blood's in the crypts. You know what I mean? Assuming the Republicans maintain control of the House, Congress. Come the 2020, prior to the 2020 election, is when I predict it's going to happen. They have to do something. They're getting desperate. Look what they're doing. They're deplatforming Alex Jones, for Christ's sakes. Nobody took Alex Jones seriously. China's already a superpower, and they have a stronger economy than we do. You don't have to worry about China. I don't think China is ever going to be a problem for us. They can't control their own country. A lot of their resources are spent on controlling their own population. They're in no position to fight a major large-scale war. No position whatsoever. They don't have the resources. They're a nuclear threat. I'm not going to deny that. Definitely a nuclear threat. But there's no sense in nuking a nation, because if you nuke a nation, you can't do anything with it afterwards. Russia is embracing their newfound freedoms. They're not a threat. Again, they don't have the resources at their disposal. Their economy's not that strong. And there's more money to be made in trade than there is in war. Fuck. I guess nobody here takes gold hearts. Yeah, financial war is fine. Our currency is worth nothing. Not even the paper it's printed on. It costs 2.5 cents to make a penny. Okay, our economy is valueless, completely valueless. It's the threat of destabilization is what causes people to continue using it. Without, if you just push it over the edge, that threat is gone. It'll allow us to reset. This is why I say pull everybody home. Make sure we have no overseas assets. I'm sure they are dispersing. I'm sure they are. Alex Jones is a litmus test. We need unprecedented, undemocratic government intervention into online press and markets. There you go. There you go. There you go. Undemocratic. Can't have democracy getting in the way. It just muddies things up. It just muddies the waters. Can't let the plebes make their own decisions. Come on now. Now, Fort Knox had been drained dry by the central banks. That was the whole point. Consolidate all that gold into their banks. The gold that we were holding for Germany after World War II. They sent some auditors over to come have a look at it. They wouldn't let them see it. The Fed wouldn't let them see it because they strongly suspect that it just doesn't exist anymore. They had a couple of ingots on hand. They brought out an ingot and allowed them to inspect an ingot. That was it. And there's nothing Germany could do about it. What are you going to do? Declare war on us again? That hasn't turned out good the last 2 times. Oh, it makes for good storage. I mean, people can keep their Winnebagos there or something, during the off season, instead of having it cluttering up the driveway. It's a nice, sturdy warehouse. All right, I need a coffee. I'll be right back. It's hard to maintain hope, and especially when you're a parent, you want to hope that you're not bringing a child into a world that's going to be shit. It's going to be absolute shit. That's why I get so angry about this stuff. I got a daughter that's got to grow up in this world. And these fucktards are making it miserable. Be right back. Yeah, 2008 was the first part of the trilogy, Cracks. You see these. I got a buff again. Fuck, my buff's dropped. Damn it. All right. Okay. Yeah. I know why he's doing the tariff deal. I know why he is. I don't approve of tariffs. I think tariffs are an act of war, but I do understand why he's doing it because we've been getting shafted. I don't know if this is the right approach. Just stop conducting in trade. But you can't do that because you can't interfere in business. It's a sticky wicket. No matter what you do, you're screwed. No, not tariffs. Sanctions are an act of war, not tariffs. But it was tariffs that led to, the Civil War in the United States. Yeah, well, whatever. There's other people China can sell their shit to. Let's face it, we just don't have that much money anymore. We're still, one of the biggest consumers in the world, but the answers are simple. The answers are so ridiculously simple. It's just making it happen that's difficult. Yeah. And and it's our own damn fault. It honestly is. We have no one to blame but ourselves because we allowed it to happen. When Wilson enacted the Federal Reserve Act, Americans should have risen up and said, no, that's not acceptable. But we didn't. We trusted the government. The one thing that we weren't supposed to do, the one thing that the founders cautioned us about, don't trust us. George Washington was the very first one to violate the Constitution. That should have been your sign right there. But, I'd love to do something, but my show's on. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get right on that. Just let me finish this message. See what I mean? Answers are simple. Oh, there you go. There you go. Alex Jones was a litmus test. Yeah. If they can get away with doing it to Alex Jones, they can get away with doing it to anybody. And I hate streaming to YouTube now. I really do. And honestly, dispersing, you're one of the few reasons, you and Micah, when Micah's at work, you're the only reason why I continue to stream to this platform. I don't promote the platform anymore. I don't, tweet about it or anything like that. And I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I use Twitter, to promote the stream. I use YouTube. I wish I didn't have to. I really do. No big fan of Twitch either, to be fair. But, Twitch isn't silencing people. Twitch isn't shutting people down. All right, let's do a full buff here. My YouTube crew represent. And nothing against Twitch. Twitch is what Twitch is. Twitch is a gaming platform, plain and simple. It's not meant for these kind of discussions. So for a lot of these kind of discussions, I have to rely on the YouTube folks. Now we get some, like cracks and whatnot. Some people from the Twitch community that do contribute, and that's great. And I think more should, because everybody has a vested interest in this, regardless of where you're watching from in the world. Good. You shouldn't be. It's politicians that cause all these problems. All it would take would be for a few of the big channels to jump ship and just move somewhere else and take their following with them. Make an announcement video. Hey, as of such and such a date, I'm no longer going to be on this platform. If you want to continue to follow what I do, come here. All the content creators, the Sargons and the Styx, Hex, and Hammers, and the Tim Pools, and all these people, if they all just unified and took all their stuff to another platform, it would be enough of a hit to take that power away from YouTube, to take that power away from Google, because it's not YouTube, it's Google. Make no mistakes. Google's rich enough that they can be frivolous with their money. They have enough control that they can be frivolous. They can do their little pet projects. They're not struggling for survival. On BitChute, you can say whatever the hell you want. They don't care. But you can't stream to BitChute. There's no other streaming platform. There's Periscope, but it's half-assed at best. Mixer. But then you're just dealing with Microsoft. Hey, cracks. I'm buffing. Hold on a second. Oh, look at that. Supreme raiment. I'm wearing the cheap underwear. Lesser raiment. I don't even know if I can use that. What's my arcane lore? Oh, yeah. Huh, neat. You put my underwear away. Is it bonded? Oh, level 80. Okay. Can't use it quite yet. Look at that. Shit. Yep, they are. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Big time saver. Otherwise, I'd be down in Kara still killing them squids. I don't think I can quite take on the diamond golems yet. Ah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm awfully nasally tonight. One more quick go around. It's 2:30. We were there. We were so close as a nation. I mean, the United States as a nation. It was within our grasp. I know it's twice as heavy as the one I was wielding. We'll see. Not too bad. Not too bad. Red garnet. That's all I needed to know. It's a process that's been in effect for a long time, and that's the thing. This isn't. You're up against forces, you know, conspiracy theory here. Up against forces that have been doing this for a while. They put their infrastructure in place. Yeah, yeah, it is kind of misleading. I keep looking for it. Keep looking up for the special properties thing. But they've been doing this for a while. It started when I was in school, you know, with sex ed. Loosening of the moral fiber. I watched some. I don't. It's a religious channel, but this one particular video that they had up was really well done. One second, I gotta kill these guys. It showed how throughout history that's, you know, how you break down a society. It happened to the Romans, you know, way back when. They had their victories, things were going cool. They put their democratic government in place. You know, I mean democratic for the time period, and then they started getting degenerate. Alternative lifestyles started becoming acceptable. God, I don't even like to say that because, you know, if you're gay, you're gay. I don't freaking care. It's not a lifestyle, though. But normalizing these things. How they do lead to a breakdown of a culture or society. I should just go back to town because I really can't focus. Everybody knew Liberace was gay. Okay, and this isn't bashing on gays. You know, it's not. I don't, because I personally don't care. You do whatever you want. You put your penis wherever you want. I don't care, as long as the recipient of said penis is willing. I don't care. But everybody knew Liberace was gay. Nobody cared because he never went on about it. It never came up in conversation. He was cool about it. This is why I don't fight crystal golems. I just wanted to show you why. Nothing I have damages these damn things. Every once in a while I have to remind myself how much they suck, so I stop trying to attack them. They used to be the thing to go after because they drop good loot, you know, in the live version, the retail version of the game. Now they don't matter because they don't drop any different loot than anything else does. Yeah, yeah. And if you try to debuff them, then they just turn around and cast the same buff on themselves. Like if you hit them with fire vuln, then they'll do fire protection. Get them when they're young. Fill their head with all these stories about how everything they do is right and everything your parents do is wrong. Parents are conditioned to trust teachers. You know, we trusted our teachers. You should trust yours. When schools get their hands on them, they start with that. Then the universities was the big thing. Because now not only are you conditioning these people, but these people are becoming leaders of business and whatnot because they have that piece of paper that says they're allowed to. And make it so that everybody has to go to college to be accepted in the workplace. You know, without that college degree, you amount to nothing. So you better get one. You better freaking get one, because there's no way in hell you can learn this stuff on your own. At least that's what they have you believe. But somebody learned it on their own to begin with. And if you're willing to wait, a few decades, a few generations, you know, you can completely take over a nation. And they were willing to wait. They, you know, the infamous they. Everyone knows about they, but nobody knows who they are. I really do need to get back out to Teth again. Woot! I don't really need any more of those though. I need a shadow poop. Oh really? Sorry about that. Boring or hectic? Oh, that's not good, especially in your line of work. Fighting strike. That's a keeper. Did you burn Texas to the ground? No. Okay, good. You live in Texas too? That's where Mike is from. Blue. Got stats on that weren't better. Oh, never mind. It doesn't have any elemental properties anyhow. Never mind. Virginia's nice. It's a nice state. About 6 hours from here, I think. No mask. Need a Verendi Master mask. There we go. Whoa, 11 and 8. We keep that just for that reason. All right. All right, folks. Micah, I wish you luck with the rest of your evening. Hope it goes better. Gonna wrap things up. It's getting on 3 o'clock. I'll be back on tomorrow night with some more Asheron's Call. Yeah, Texas is hot. Virginia is a beautiful climate. It's right there on the ocean too. So you folks have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow night around 11 o'clock. All things, assuming all things go well. See you then.